leprosy is a brutal disease. Now, at first glance, it looks like some kind of a flesh-eating disease because people tend to have, skin on their extremities, their hands, their feet, their knees, their elbows tends to be, almost rotten. But what it really is a disease that affects your nerves. It makes your nerves stop working. So what happens is you get a scrape or a cut or a burn, and you don't notice that this has happened, and it gets infected. Now, at the time of Jesus, they were terrified of leprosy. Absolutely terrified of it. If you contracted leprosy in the first century, it's said that you would be given a bell, you would be exiled from your family, fired from your job, sent away, and you'd have to ring the bell everywhere you went, calling out, "Unclean, unclean," so that ordinary people wouldn't have to come in contact with you. Now, before you're too harsh on first century Israel, understand that in the Middle Ages, they created leper colonies where you'd send off people who contracted leprosy off to islands to be sick, to suffer, and to die. St. Damien of Molokai is a famous missionary who went to serve lepers and eventually contracted and died from the illness himself. And the last of these leper colonies was one in Romania where they served in palliative care. 19 patients in 2011. It was down from several hundred in the 1930s. Now understand something. That when in the gospel, this man approaches Jesus and says, "If you wish, I could be made clean." He's not just asking for physical healing. He's asking to be restored to everything that he's lost. His life, his community, his family. He's looking to get all of this back. And when Jesus responds to him, "I do, will it be made clean?" Jesus is again not just thinking about the physical ailment, but the whole of who this man is. And that's a great lesson for us as we look not only at the healing of this man from leprosy, but at all the healings that Jesus performs. He wants us to be made whole. He wants us to be restored to relationship with one another, but especially relationship to him and the Father. And so as you hear it, as you bring your own illnesses, your own weaknesses, your own sinfulness, your own brokenness, as you bring all of that to God this weekend, understand he does wish that you would be made whole. Just sometimes not in the way we expect.